With the inauguration of the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari for a second term, addressing unemployment remains one of the critical economic issues facing Nigeria and also constitutes the three-point agenda of the government. It is on this basis that Proshare WebTV engaged Nigerians to get their perspective on how they assess the approach of the government in stemming the tide of high unemployment in the country.
The Buhari government is trying its best to put so many things in place in tackling the rate of joint employment in the country. And things it has done so far is like making youth to be self-reliant and that money is there, trying to boost the economy by making you go back and do what you can provide by yourself. Also, the government are putting so many things in place, like empowerment, training, and the like. Because there was a time I've been to a technical school, I was told it's the federal government initiative, but trying to make sure they have the basic technical skills. So if you are engaged, as in you skilled in a particular aspect, you should be able to work on your own, even if not being employed. I think the rate of unemployment is reducing compared to those days where you have youth idle, not doing anything.
If you want to check it, on paper we might say they are doing enough to do that, but if you want to check around, you'll see a lot of guys outside there. As I releasing one batch of youth coppers, another batch are coming in. Yet, the job is not going around. I mean, for me, if I want to rate them, well, I can give them 50%. 50%. And I believe they can still do more. If I want to check the current government, they have good intentions. Unfortunately, things around wouldn't allow that to work. You see, when you have good intentions, and the situation around will not let that happen. This is the result that we are seeing now. What is happening currently? It's as far back as 10, 20 years back. You see, it's not this dispensation. It's not even 99 that this started. It has been taken back since military, dictatorship. So I believe for them now to compare that if they are doing well, for us to compare if they are doing well or not, I give them 50% because they have good intention, but what has been on ground wouldn't allow that to work. Thank you.
Do you think the government has done enough to tackle unemployment in Nigeria?
No.
Why?
Because they'll see a lot of youth outside, jobless, no employment, no job creativity for especially the graduates. So they've not tackled any job employment.
I won't say yes. I would say he has not really done enough to tackle unemployment. Because as you can see, we still have so many youth that are still unemployed in the country. So he has not really done enough, though he is trying.
Unemployment problem cannot be totally tackled. It's a gradual process. Initially, when those parents of ours, when they are talking about unemployment issue or employment issue during their days, when they finish secondary school, they will tell us that before they even finish secondary school or university, the job is already there for them. But as it is now, the population is even more than the job itself. But this present government is doing all it could do in order to make job available, like empower of a team that they put and some other things in order to tackle the issue of unemployment. And also we should try as much as possible to put into attitude what we call entrepreneurship. Although it's not that easy. But if we can put that into use, which we can create job from out of nothing to something. They said sometimes last week that we can use our phone to also serve as what? Employment opportunity by canvassing for people to do or to buy this or to sell this. But as it is now, no government can give the citizen total employment. Even in Western world, they are still talking about what? Unemployment. So the government is trying our best in order to do what? To provide job for everybody in the society.
From my knowledge, the government should be the largest employer of labor. And we have a whole lot of institutions which can be created by the government to create more employment and to serve the community better. But the government is not willing to provide more jobs because most people in power think of their personal self before every other person. Like for instance, there's traffic issues here and there. There is poor maintenance of infrastructure and stuff. Why can't you just employ more young people who have more ideas to help you manage, maintain, take care of your infrastructures? But I don't know the way they do their things and the way they set up their policies, but I just feel Nigeria as a whole has a whole lot of resource, a whole lot of infrastructure to curb and tackle unemployment in Nigeria.
I feel like some of the people that are there don't want to give the opportunity for young people, like that's fresh graduates that are actually coming out of school and all of that to get this position. So I feel like, personally, I feel like there should be a reshuffling in the whole government, what's it called? Generally, there should just be a change or reshuffling in the whole government position so that at least fresh graduates that are out of schools and have this basic requirement to attain several positions in this office so that they can be able to, get those opportunities. And by that doing, there will be opportunities for every fresh graduate that are coming out of school to get these jobs. So that's what I think.
I think they have to wake up. But youths are idle and they are going to a lot of vices, a lot of crimes. And it's very unfortunate that it's getting worse. If you want to measure the level of success in the area of employment is zero. We have to be sincere, we have to be truthful. The government have not done much in that area. We have a lot of billions of naira, but where are those money going to? It has not done anything. I'm very sorry to say, but we have to be frank here. Go to our streets in the morning, you see thousands of youths, they are doing nothing. So the government should wake up and do something about this.
We just keep our hope intact and let's see, but to crown it all, it has not been that very attractive when it comes to the promises that were made as to jobs that will be given out and all that. So it's still come out of a situation to know how it feels like. But hopefully, at least in a matter of 24 hours now, we should be having new, another transfer of baton, but which still remains the initial one. So expecting the change to effect itself this time, not just the usual promises and heaven on earth and not seeing it in effect. So that's just it.
Under the first term of the president's administration, do you think that Nigerians have enjoyed a conducive business environment?
No, we lost a lot of company.
Okay, so what do you think the president can do in his second term to ensure that there's an enabling business environment?
She reduce the tax, give tax free to the company so that we can get more. If it increase the tax, more will be going out again.
Under the previous one, I would say no. Even this current one, no. Because we've not really enjoyed conducive business environment.
So what should be the focus of the government in the second term? Like what can they do?
The second term, I think the government should focus more on security, lights, and other amenities for everyone, for the economy to thrive very well.
It should make things so easy for people. One, accessibility of what? Fund. And two, the law that guide business activities in Nigeria should be stopped. And also the rate at which importation is harming people in this country is high. We are talking about farming. People too cannot have access to water or local rice. And which farmer is trying as much as possible to do or to engage in what we call employing themselves. But this rice that they produce are not readily available in the market. So the foreign rice has taken over the entire nation, which is now killing the activities of the farmers.
Nigerians have not enjoyed a conducive business environment in our society. No, we've not. Because due to some disadvantages which has affected some people's business ideas and advantage, and it has really killed the economy and the GDP. If we've not been labeled a large cybercrime country, do you know how many people would have benefited from globalization through the internet? A lot of businesses would have come up, but you can't try and transact with anybody on the internet, you being a Nigerian, with that integrity that they would have a smooth business.
If the environment is conducive, then investments ought to come in. Foreign businesses are leaving this country. They are relocated to Ghana, they are relocated to Gambia, they are relocated to Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal. So where is the conducive environment? The environment is not conducive enough. That's why we don't have tourists coming here. You go to Ghana, go to Gambia, you see tourists coming to those countries in their thousands. I've been to Ghana, I've been to those countries. Go and see good environment, conducive environment for investment and business. We don't have such here. We should stop deceiving ourselves. Is it those foreigners that are being kidnapped in the north? Those things send wrong signals to the international community. They should wake up and do more. And we have the resources. We have everything. This country I'm talking about, they have nothing. Ghana have nothing. But go and see the way tourists are trooping into those countries. I read in history. I'm a student of history. I heard that Ghana is rich in gold. I've been visiting Ghana for the past 20 years. I've not seen a single gold. Ghana exists on tourism. I have a lot of tourist centers there, but what are we doing about it? Abandoned, we're not doing anything about it. We are all depending on oil. And most countries are not using oil again. So in the next 15 or 20 years, nobody buys oil from us. So what do we depend on again? So this time around, I clamor for a kind of diversification. We should look away from oil.
And the government will work more on industries by encouraging the foreign investors to invest in our land, I think, and giving them the condition that at least 80% of Nigerian citizens should be considered. So I think there will be changes.
Because going by the employment aspect and seeing the industrial aspect of it, I see there's still a mismatch as to creating more enablement to allow business to thrive. Yes, going by even in the importation stuff of a thing now is something that one should give a note of, because importation still is what is, because when you look at some products being imported, you look at the cost in it that has gone through process of paying for duties here and there, and all still ball in form of high costs for a particular product. So I would still say that government still needs to step up their game on making business to thrive more by probably lessening cost of duties to attract more importation, and where with at least with that we can gradually see our business thriving by the day and other. But basically to create more enabling environment for business to thrive.
As the Buhari administration enters its second term, the expectation is that the federal government will scale its enabling business environment reforms to attract investment and also partner the private sector to create real-time jobs that will guarantee an inclusive economy.